Hey everybody, today I'm going to show you how to repair your cheap Walmart blinds, PVC style ones. They look like this and usually end up looking like this. These things are really weak. You can rip them right in half. Pretty sad. I just bought all new blinds for my living room about 2 weeks ago, and I have cats. And you know what happens to blinds when you have cats? That. So 2 weeks old, and I already have big holes in my window. Looks horrible. Anyway, what I'm going to do is show you how to fix that using all these extra blinds down here at the bottom. And I'm going to make it look as good as new. A lot of these blinds come with extra slats already, but the problem with that is that these holes that are punched out, they usually are not in the extra slats that they give you, and that can be a pain in the butt when you've got 3 different holes to cut on a slat, and you got to make sure they're all in the right place. Anyway, we're just going to bypass all that. We're going to use the extras, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Okay, first thing, you're going to need a few tools for this, nothing major. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a lighter, and maybe an ink pen or a permanent marker, something like that, just to mark off some measurements on your cords and whatnot. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this while the blinds are still hanging. You can do this by taking them down first, whatever floats your boat. First thing you got to do is find these little tiny button looking things down on the bottom, and you're going to take those off. There should be 3 of them depending on the size of your blinds. There's one there in the middle, and there's another one down at that end. Those are plugs, I guess is what they call them. And to get those off, sometimes they're real easy. You can just use your fingernail, pop it out. If that doesn't work, use your scissors to kind of pry it off, or maybe a flathead screwdriver. Oh, look. Here's the cause of all my anxiety. My kitty. And she just can't wait to get in there and break these blinds as soon as I fix them. Or we're going to try to teach them not to do that eventually. Anyway. So, you're going to go ahead and take all 3 of those buttons off your blinds. Just going to pop those out. Oh. Don't drop them on the floor, you're going to need them later. Definitely don't lose these things. Alright, there we go. All 3 of those plugs are out now, and we're going to put those back in later, so keep them handy. And then we're going to move on to the next part. So the next thing you're going to want to do after you get your plugs pulled out of the bottom of that support is you're going to want to take a pair of scissors or something, because you're going to have to get down in this hole, and you're going to find another cord in there, and you're going to pull that thing out of there. It might take you a try or 2. Alright, there it is. This string runs all the way to the top of the blinds, and that's what's actually pulling your blinds up and down. And you'll see down at the end here, they've got it tied off in a knot. And what I'm going to do, you don't have to do this, but it's easiest, I'm just going to cut that thing off. Cut the end of this cord right off of here. There we go. Alright, that's going to leave you with a frayed end. And you really don't want a frayed end, so what you're going to want to do, just to make this easier on yourself, is take a lighter and just kind of burn that a little bit. It's just like threading a needle or anything else that you might do similar. Got a little bit of string here at the end. Chop that off. Okay, so we've got our string. We're going to go ahead and set that right here. It's probably going to fall out the bottom, don't worry, because we're going to restring that anyway. Now what you want to do here is go to where your broken blinds are that you're replacing. You want to go 1 or 2 above it and find that thick string that you just cut and grab it and pull it out. Okay. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you look where you pulled your plug out at, pull the strings out of the hole. This one came right out, no biggie. Just going to cut that off right there. Voila. And go right here. I'm going to pull that string out again. Just let it dangle. Alright. Now this middle section here doesn't have that cord running through it. These are just basically here to keep everything in place and keep them from shifting. So the bottom of that hole, we really didn't even have to pop that off, but I did it anyway. Okay. So now that you've got that, what you're going to want to do is find your bad slats right here, grab it, pull it right out. Boom. The other one, pull it right out. Yeah, alright. And then what we've got is two empty places on your blind. Alright. Oh, look who's back. No, it's not ready to be destroyed yet. Be right back. Got the cat out of the way. So now what we're going to do is you're going to go to the bottom, very bottom stack, and you're just going to pull a couple of these out. These are the ones that you're not using at the bottom of your blinds. You're not going to need those anyway, so we're just going to pull them right out of there. And then what you have here is a blind slat with holes cut in it, ready to go, not broken, just like new. And you're going to find where your bad slats were. There's a little trick to this here. You might want to open your blinds actually. Makes this part a little easier. There we go. Right there you're going to see you've got like a little ladder structure, it looks like. That's what holds your blinds in place. So we're just going to slide this. Actually, we'll start over here. I'm going to slide this in on the end, on top of that thread. Alright, there we go. You're going to line it up as best you can with the holes. We'll get to that later. Alright, and then we'll take our other one and do the same thing. Slide it in on top and continue to slide it all the way through onto the next loop and onto the next loop, and there we go. If you're seeing a lot of movement right now, it's because my cat is literally swatting at my blinds, and if there wasn't laws against it, no, I'm just kidding. I love my cats. Anyway, we got that part done, and I'll be back with the rest. Okay, so we've got our slats in place, ready to go. This is the part that kind of sucks a little bit. I'm going to have to mount the camera here for a second. Hopefully we can get a good shot of this. But probably not. Okay, you're going to find your string that you pulled out a little bit ago. And what you're going to do is rethread this string back through all those holes. So we're going to start right here. Now this is why we used the lighter earlier, to make sure we didn't have a frayed end, because it's kind of like threading a needle. You just go do that. Now obviously you can do a bunch of slats at once, or you can do it one at a time, whatever. I'm just doing it one at a time because I'm holding the camera as well. So anyway, we're just going to do that until it is done. I'm going to go all the way down, and when I get to the bottom, I'll show you the last step. Okay, so we got everything threaded on that side again, and got down to the support down at the bottom. You'll see a little tiny hole there. What you're going to want to do is stick your thread through the hole. It's going to come out the other side, where the big hole is. There you go. Now what you're going to want to do is tie a knot at the end of that thing. Remember, we cut the other one off, so I'm just going to do a simple knot. Doesn't need to be real sophisticated. You don't need to be a sailor or anything. Okay. Fat fingers don't help. You're going to want the knot, God bless America, you're going to want the knot to be as close to the end of that string you can get it without falling off. Which is easier said than done. Okay. There we go. String tied. As you can see, it will hold. Alright. Okay, so what we're going to do is the same exact thing on the other side. Take that bad boy, thread it through each individual hole, all the way down to the bottom. When you get down to the bottom support, you're going to stick it through the little hole, pull it out of the big hole, tie a knot at the end of it, and I will show you the finished result. Alright, so we got that threaded all the way through. We've got our little knot tied at the end of the string here, nice and tight. And we're going to go ahead and test this bad boy, make sure it works. Okay, so we're going to grab the strings, give it a rip, there we go. As you can see, blinds work good. Let's give them a quick close. Make sure we don't have any gaps. Look at that, brand new. And the cats are still alive. Didn't have to kill them, it's great. Alright, so then for the last step, what you're going to do is take your little plugs, remember those, hope you didn't throw them away. Turn your blinds over, find those big holes. Now, you're going to want to take, remember that stuff you pulled out of the blinds? Oh crap, I just dropped the plug. Anyway, what you're going to want to do is take all that string mess, shove it back inside that hole. Just shove it all in there. And once you get all that string shoved back in there, you're just going to push that plug right back in that hole. This will not be visible. You're going to do it to all the holes that you took the plugs out of. And that's it.